Hey there, Saber friends. SpaceWindu here. I wanted to show you something brand new tonight, but first I want to read you something from Star Wars Heir to the Jedi by Kevin Hearn. This is just a small passage about the way I got an idea from reading this book to make a new lightsaber blade that I'm calling the Arc Blade. Okay, so here's a passage from the book. It's basically chapter 3, beginning of chapter 3. Doing my best to relax and leave myself open to the Force, I activated Hulick's lightsaber and marveled again at how the hilt didn't feel quite right. Even though I'd wiped it down with a damp cloth and removed all hints of debris, it still seemed to want to escape my grip with a slippery, viscous surface tension that was absent from my own lightsaber. Was it a function of Rhodian versus human manufacture? Or was my lightsaber better suited to me because it had been constructed by my father? The blade was not pure light, of course. It was energy from the same sort of power cell that fueled blasters. Given form by passing through a kyber crystal as superheated plasma that arced at the top and returned to the hilt. It didn't give off heat until it touched something solid. The rest of the time, its power was contained by a force field. I knew that much, but very little else. I wanted to see how it worked, how it was constructed. I had never dared to take apart my lightsaber for fear that I wouldn't be able to put it back together again. But soon to have given me Hulick's lightsaber to learn something if I could, so I was going to risk it. So that's the end of the passage, and in this scene, Luke is going to disassemble a lightsaber that he got earlier in the story, and what he found out in that short part, if you missed it, it says the blade was not pure light. Of course, it was energy from the same sort of power cell that fueled blasters, given form by passing through a kyber crystal as superheated plasma that arced at the top and returned to the hilt. So I try to make this type of blade, and what I'm going to have this be is there's actually two of these blades. So this is called the Arc Blade. This isn't for sale or anything. This is just a blade that I made two of for use in a staff, which is going to be Jedi Temple Guardian hilt. So if you know what that looks like from the Rebels or the Clone Wars TV show, it's a double-sided hilt, and there's two blades, maybe somewhat shorter. Instead of a standard hilt lightsaber, usually the double blade a little bit shorter, and they're white blades. And what I did was I have a blue flash on clash, but these blades go up and then back down, so it's supposed to be the way a real lightsaber works, as you heard from that book. So it's pretty hard to see the blade go up and down on the ignition on this, but see if you can tell that it's gonna do it on the way back down. Okay, so that was a little easier to tell, I think, so try to check it again. Okay, so I'll show you guys the flash on clash, which is a blue string. Now, the white LEDs that you're checking out for the main blade, there's actually 206 white LEDs. So there's a certain amount that go up. What it is in that runs this lightsaber is the Plector Labs Crystal Focus LS 6.5. So what that does has 6 different segments. The number 6 segment is actually the first segment that ignites, and the number 1 segment is actually the last segment that ignites. The number 6 segment at the base here has 44 white 3mm cool white LEDs. So the cool white, that's why you get that cool like blue white look. Here's the flash on clash. and back down again. So hopefully you could tell that. I'll change the fonts as I tell you the next count.
The Force is what gives the Jedi his power. It's an energy field created by all living things. It surrounds us.
So there's 44 LEDs in that first 6 segment there. Then there's 40 LEDs for segment number 5. Then segment number 4 has 36 LEDs. Segment number 3 arcs here at the top. Or no, I'm sorry, segment number 4 arcs here at the top. So there's actually 2 parts to number 4. Each segment is serial class 2, so each segment does have 2 parts, but the fourth segment actually arcs around the top. The third segment has 32 LEDs. Then we have 28 LEDs and then 24 LEDs down in segment 1. Let me see if this ignition is maybe slower. You'll be able to tell. I unfortunately just recently took off Ancient Saber, which is a really slow ignition. I have it on a couple other my sabers, but do my tests with this one here. So you can definitely see it go down with this. I'm trying to see if you can tell. Let me try another one.
You cannot escape your destiny. The dark side of the Force is a... What did you say?
So I think you could tell on that one. It actually seems quite hard to tell. What I'll do is I'll turn off the lights and maybe I'll just get this blade alone and you'll be able to see if you could tell that it goes up and then back down again, and I'll try to show the blue flash on clash a little bit more.
The dark side. I call it luck. In my experience, this is the weapon of a Jedi Knight.
So it sort of seems like just like a real lightsaber, where our eye can't really see that it's going up and then back down. I'm having the same sort of effect right now. So let me turn off the lights and see if we can change that. Okay, so I'm back with the saber, almost complete darkness here. Let's see if you could tell what's happening.
This is your last chance. Free up or die.
Alright, so I'm loading up another font, and I'll see if this is any slower. Might have to get a saber out with Ancient Saber to show you guys. That's a super fast ignition, so... and retraction.
This is your last... The Force is what gives the Jedi his power. Han, can you reach my lightsaber?
Alright, so this is the one where I think you can tell in the retraction. Now watch that it's going to start at the base and arc around and come back. Because there's actually 2 layers of LEDs here, so one goes up, a couple segments go up, segment number 4 turns, and 3, 2, 1 back down. Okay, I got a different lightsaber with a slower ignition. So let's see if you guys can tell that the lightsaber blade goes up and then back down as an arc. Here's yet another font. Let's see if this makes a difference. Okay, so on the bottom here, see if you could tell, it go up and back on the top. And when it goes back in, it's going to start disappearing from the top and wrap around. Alright, well hopefully something was visible to you guys there for my new prototype lightsaber arc blade. Once I'm done with my Temple Guardian staff, I'll show you guys both of the blades in action. That's probably not going to be for a few months or longer. So for now, thanks for looking at the arc blade. Okay, I've noticed if I stand in front of the TV, you might be able to tell better by looking at the TV. So see if you can tell. Okay, I think it's visible to you guys in the TV, so check that image. Definitely on the recoil, on the scroll down. Okay, so thanks for taking a look at my new prototype lightsaber blade, the arc blade, string blade, component blade for the Plector Labs Crystal Focus LS. That stands for light string. So like I said, there's just 206 LEDs that go up and back here that are white 3mm, and then there is a 3mm strand of blue for the flash on clash. Now this looks a little bluish because these are cool white, but there should be more of a blue flash. You just saw the blaster go off on segment number 4.